You may think it is obvious when a man develops deep feelings for you, but the reality is often much different. The men who feel the most are not always the ones who express it openly. Sometimes the strongest emotions are hidden behind quiet actions, small reactions, and moments they never intended to reveal. A man who is falling deeply for you may not always say the perfect words or create dramatic romantic moments. Instead, his feelings appear in the details most people overlook. Today, we are going to uncover the hidden signs that reveal when a man truly cares, even when he is trying hard to keep those emotions under control. These signs are not about simple compliments, flirting, or obvious attention. They exist in the way he behaves, the way his energy changes around you, and the subtle things he does without even realizing it. If you have ever questioned whether he genuinely feels something for you or whether you are simply imagining the connection, understanding these signs can bring clarity. Real emotions are often revealed through actions rather than words. A man can carefully choose what he says, but his natural reactions are much harder to hide. His feelings appear in unexpected moments, when he is not trying to impress you or prove anything. They come out when he is simply being himself. The truth is, the deepest emotions are often found in the things someone cannot control. Once you learn how to recognize these hidden signals, you begin to see what has been happening beneath the surface all along. The final sign will reveal the strongest evidence that his feelings are not just temporary attraction, but something much deeper and more meaningful. At some point, many women find themselves asking the same question: does he really have feelings for me, or am I just seeing what I want to see? That uncertainty can create a mixture of excitement and doubt. You sense something different, but you do not want to misunderstand the situation. The difficult part is that many men do not openly express their deepest emotions. Some are naturally private. Some have learned to hide vulnerability because they believe showing too much interest makes them appear weak. Others may not even realize that their own behavior is already revealing everything they are trying to keep hidden. No matter how much someone tries to protect their emotions, genuine feelings have a way of appearing. They show up through small changes in his voice, his reactions, his attention, and the choices he makes whenever you are around. When you begin noticing these patterns, the confusion starts to disappear. You stop analyzing every little detail and start understanding the bigger picture. Strong feelings are not always shown through dramatic confessions or unforgettable gestures. More often, they appear through repeated quiet moments that carry more meaning than words. The way he remembers small things about you, the way he responds when you need support, or the way his behavior changes in your presence can reveal more than any romantic statement. These are the signs that tell the real story. They show what is happening inside him, even if he has not found the courage or the right moment to express it. Now let's explore the undeniable signs that reveal when a man has deep feelings for you, even when he is doing everything possible to hide them. One surprising sign that a man has strong feelings for you is that he may actually create distance instead of moving closer. It sounds confusing, but sometimes intense emotions cause a person to step back. He may become quieter, less available, or seem like he is avoiding you. At first, this can make you believe something has changed. You may wonder if he lost interest, if you did something wrong, or if his feelings were never real. But sometimes the opposite is true. When someone starts feeling deeply, those emotions can create fear because they bring vulnerability. He begins to realize that you matter to him, and that realization can feel overwhelming. He may worry about saying the wrong thing, showing too much, or exposing how important you have become in his life. That temporary distance is not always a sign of rejection. Sometimes it is a person trying to manage emotions that feel stronger than expected. His mind may be telling him to protect himself, while his heart is pulling him closer. This creates a confusing pattern where one moment he feels connected and the next moment he creates space. But if you pay attention, you may notice that the distance does not last. Something inside him eventually brings him back. He finds small reasons to reconnect, sends a simple message, starts a casual conversation, or finds a way to appear in your world again. He may act like it is random, but those small efforts often reveal that he still wants a connection. It is not always about playing games. Sometimes it is an internal struggle between wanting closeness and fearing emotional exposure. You can often see this inner conflict through the way his behavior changes when you are near. Even if he tries to act normal, something shifts. His body language becomes different, his voice may become softer, his attention naturally moves toward you. These small reactions happen before he even has time to control them. His emotions influence his behavior in ways he may not fully understand. One of the strongest examples is when you catch him looking at you when he thinks you are not paying attention. That kind of gaze is often more meaningful than words. It is not simply curiosity. It is a quiet expression of interest and emotional connection. He may quickly look away when your eyes meet because he doesn't want you to notice, but that brief moment can reveal more than a long conversation. A person's eyes often reveal emotions that their words try to hide. Someone can carefully control their conversations, choose the right responses, and appear completely calm on the outside, but their eyes often react naturally. If you notice him looking at you longer than usual, watching you from across the room, or becoming focused on you even when others are around, it may be a sign that his attention is emotionally invested. There is a difference between simply seeing someone and truly observing them. When a man cares deeply, he does not just notice your appearance. He pays attention to your expressions, your reactions, your personality, and the small details that make you unique. His eyes become drawn to you without effort because his mind has already placed importance on you. The most revealing part is that he may not even realize he is doing it. His attention naturally returns to you because he feels connected. You might notice his expression change when you share something personal, when you talk about something you love, or when you show a side of yourself that others do not see. His eyes may become warmer, more focused, and more present because he is not just hearing you, he is truly taking you in. That level of attention usually comes from emotional involvement. A man may be able to hide his feelings through his words, but it is much harder to hide the warmth, curiosity, and admiration reflected in his eyes. Those moments when his gaze stays a little longer than expected are often the moments when his heart reveals what he has been trying to keep hidden. And what many people fail to understand is that when feelings are deep, he does not just look at you, he remembers you. Long after the conversation ends and you are no longer around, the image of you remains in his thoughts. That is why you may notice him becoming a little different the next time you see him. Maybe he hesitates while speaking, loses his usual confidence, or acts slightly nervous when you are close. It is because those small moments between you have already created an emotional impact. Every conversation, every shared glance, and every little interaction leaves a memory behind. So when you notice that unplanned moment where his expression softens or his eyes stay on you a little longer, do not immediately dismiss it. It may not be just simple attraction. Sometimes those quiet reactions reveal a deeper emotional connection that he has not found the words to explain. It is the truth of what he feels appearing through the smallest signals, even when he is trying to remain composed. Another powerful sign that reveals a man's feelings is the way he remembers the little things you tell him. At first, it may seem like a small detail, but it often shows that you have created a meaningful place in his mind. Most people forget ordinary conversations, especially small details that seem unimportant. But when a man genuinely cares, his level of attention changes. The things you say begin to stand out because they are connected to someone he values. He remembers your favorite food, a song you mentioned casually, a story from your past, or something important you were worried about. Then days or even weeks later, he brings it up naturally. Maybe he asks how that important event went or surprises you with something you once said you loved. Those moments are rarely random. They show that he was truly listening. When a man holds on to small details about you, it means your words stayed with him after the conversation ended. You are not just another person passing through his day. The things you share become memories that he carries with him. It is almost like he is collecting small pieces of your world because each piece helps him understand you better. This kind of attention cannot be forced because it comes from genuine emotional involvement. You may find yourself surprised when he remembers something you completely forgot mentioning. You might think, how does he even remember that? The answer is simple, because it came from you. When someone truly cares, they do not just hear your words, they connect with the emotions behind them. They remember what makes you happy, what makes you sad, and what matters to you. You may notice that he remembers things others overlook. He remembers that you love certain weather, that you miss a family tradition, or that something small once made you smile. He notices changes in your mood before anyone else does. These details become his quiet way of showing you that you are important. He may never directly say, "I pay attention because I care," but his actions communicate it clearly. This is one of the most genuine signs of affection because it is not designed to impress you. It is consistent, natural, and sincere. A man who remembers the little things is often a man whose emotions are already involved. His feelings may not always be expressed through words, but his attention reveals where his heart is focused. You can also recognize his feelings through the way his body naturally responds when you are around. Sometimes the body reveals emotions before the mind has a chance to hide them. When a man feels strongly about someone, his posture, energy, and movements may begin to change without him even noticing. In a group setting, you might find that he naturally positions himself closer to you, chooses a seat near you, or finds small reasons to stay within your space. When you speak, he leans in. He may mirror your gestures, match your energy, or turn his body toward you while you are talking. These actions may seem insignificant, but they often reflect a natural desire to feel connected and comfortable with you. There are also moments when his feelings appear through nervous behavior. A man who is normally confident and relaxed may suddenly become more aware of himself around someone he deeply likes. He might adjust his clothes repeatedly, touch his hair, laugh more than usual, or struggle to find the right words. This does not always mean he lacks confidence. Sometimes it means the person in front of him matters enough to affect his emotions. He wants to make a good impression, but the intensity of what he feels makes it harder to stay completely composed. His thoughts are trying to stay controlled while his emotions are creating a different reaction. Those small signs of nervousness can actually reveal more than a perfectly confident performance. The hesitation, the extra laughter, the moments where he seems slightly distracted, and the way his attention keeps returning to you are all signs that something inside him is active. If you meant nothing to him, he would not feel the need to manage himself so carefully. A person feels pressure when something matters. His heartbeat changes, his focus becomes stronger, and the rest of the environment seems less important when you are around. It is not always about what he says in those moments. It is about what his natural reactions reveal. So if you notice him becoming a little nervous, smiling more than usual, or looking at you while you speak, do not assume he is simply awkward. Sometimes that is a person whose feelings are becoming impossible to hide. Another way a man's feelings become visible is through the effort he consistently makes, not the dramatic gestures that are meant to impress, but the quiet actions that happen without expecting anything in return. When a man truly values you, he looks for ways to be present in your life. Even when his schedule is busy, he finds small opportunities to show that you matter. It could be a simple message asking how your day is going, checking that you arrived home safely, remembering something you needed, or following up on something you told him earlier. These actions may appear ordinary from the outside, but they often carry deeper meaning because they require intention. Every small effort represents a choice. He is choosing to give you his time, attention, and energy. That is why consistent effort can reveal more than temporary words or promises. People naturally invest themselves into what they consider valuable. When you become important to him, making space for you starts to feel natural. You will notice that he does not disappear every time life becomes complicated. Instead, he continues finding ways to stay connected. He checks in, creates opportunities to see you, and maintains a place for you in his routine. He may even act as if these things are nothing special, but they reveal something significant. People do not repeatedly show up for someone they feel nothing for. Over time, that effort often develops into another powerful sign, a natural desire to protect and support you. This does not come from control or possessiveness. It comes from genuine concern. You may notice it when he walks with you to make sure you are safe, offers help when something becomes difficult, gives you his jacket when you are cold, or moves closer when he senses that you are uncomfortable. These actions often happen instinctively before he even thinks about them. It is his quiet way of communicating, "I care about you, and I want things to be easier for you." True care is not about limiting someone's freedom. It is about wanting someone you value to feel respected, supported, and safe. Wanting to become the person you can depend on without having to ask is something a man usually does only when someone has become truly important to him. That level of care is not something he offers to everyone. It comes from a deeper emotional connection, from a place inside him that has been touched in a meaningful way. His protectiveness becomes a physical expression of what he feels internally. It is his heart showing itself through actions rather than words. So when you notice him making extra effort, checking on you, paying attention to your needs, and consistently showing up, do not overlook those moments. It is more than simple kindness. It is emotion being transformed into action. It is a man whose feelings have already started growing, even if he tries to appear completely relaxed and unaffected. Sometimes that protective side appears in another unexpected way: jealousy. Not the unhealthy kind that comes from control or insecurity, but the quiet reaction that happens before he even realizes it. You may notice a small change when another man gives you attention. Maybe his expression shifts slightly, he becomes quieter, or his energy changes for a moment. He might move closer, join the conversation, or find a subtle way to reconnect with you. It is not about wanting to control who you speak with. It is about an emotional reaction that comes from caring. Somewhere inside, there may be a small fear of losing your attention or losing the special place he has created with you. That slight change in his behavior, the difference in his tone, or the way he suddenly becomes more aware of the situation is often a sign that his emotions are involved, even if he tries to hide them. The most revealing part about hidden feelings is that they rarely appear through dramatic confessions. They show themselves in small moments when emotions take control, before logic can step in. You can notice it through the way his mood changes when you enter the room, the way he pays attention to your comfort, or the way he naturally moves closer when you are speaking. Even in a crowded place, he may seem unusually aware of you. His attention keeps returning to you because something about you has become significant to him. These are the moments where his instincts reveal what his words may still be protecting. He might try to appear calm and unaffected, but his actions often tell a completely different story. His feelings become visible through the things he does without planning them. Another beautiful sign appears when he becomes playful around you. When a man starts feeling emotionally comfortable, he slowly moves beyond the stage of trying to impress you. Instead of carefully choosing every action, he begins showing his real personality. He jokes with you, lightly teases you, and creates small moments that make you smile. This kind of playfulness is not meant to hurt or embarrass you. It is warm, gentle, and filled with affection. It is his way of communicating, "I enjoy being around you. I feel comfortable with you." Humor becomes a way for him to create closeness without having to openly admit how much he cares. Through laughter and shared moments, he begins lowering the walls he normally keeps around himself. Pay attention to the way he uses humor to build a connection between you. Maybe he brings up something funny you said days ago, creates an inside joke that only the two of you understand, or playfully imitates one of your habits. These small moments may seem simple, but they create a private world between two people. They become memories that strengthen the emotional bond. Playfulness is not just about having fun. It is often a hidden form of intimacy. It shows trust, comfort, and a genuine desire to bring happiness into your life. When a man combines this playful side with his protective nature, his feelings are often moving beyond simple attraction. It suggests that emotional attachment is beginning to form. When you look closely at all these signs together, they create a much bigger picture. His protective instincts, his nervous reactions, his thoughtful efforts, and his playful moments are not isolated behaviors. They are pieces of the same story, a story that reveals you have become someone meaningful to him. A man with deep feelings may not always express everything directly, but his actions begin speaking on his behalf. The way he remembers small details, the way he makes time for you, the way his energy changes when you are near, and the way he naturally looks for opportunities to connect all reveal something important. Feelings are rarely shown through only one action. They appear through patterns, through consistency, and through the repeated ways someone chooses to show up. When you begin noticing these patterns, the truth becomes much harder to ignore. His silence may still exist, but his behavior is communicating. You can see it in the way he checks on you without needing a reason, in the calmness he feels when he is around you, and in how he seems to find his way back to you even after moments of distance. Those actions are not meaningless. They are not random accidents. They often come from an emotional connection that has already developed beneath the surface. The most beautiful thing about genuine feelings is that they do not always arrive with dramatic announcements. Sometimes they appear quietly through small gestures, through remembering how you like your coffee, through the softness in his eyes when you laugh, or through the way he makes sure you are okay without needing recognition. Real emotions often live in these ordinary moments. You can feel them through the comfort of his presence, through the way he listens when you speak, and through the attention he gives when your words matter to him. You may notice that his energy feels different around you, that his laughter becomes more natural, or that his voice becomes softer when he says your name. Those details are not just signs of attraction, they can represent a deeper emotional connection. So, if you have been wondering whether he truly feels something, or whether you are simply imagining it, pay attention to what consistently happens. When these signs appear again and again, they are showing you something real. You are not simply creating a story in your mind. You are noticing the quiet ways emotions reveal themselves. Because when a man has strong feelings for you, it is not only about liking your presence, it is about feeling connected to you on a deeper level. His eyes, his effort, his protectiveness, his nervous moments, and the way he cares all tell the same story. It may be something he has not found the courage to say yet, but his actions may have already expressed it countless times. Once you understand the difference between simple kindness and genuine emotional investment, you begin seeing things more clearly. Real feelings do not remain hidden forever. They eventually find a way to appear through the way he looks at you, the way he treats you, and the way he makes you feel, even without saying a single word.